Okay. So we were in verse 1626, and I just wanted to uh, one particular question that uh, Mataji, Swapna Mataji has asked. The group.
Should I read, Prabhu, the question?
Yes, Mataji, that's a very good purport. Actually, we can read the whole purport, the translation and purport also. Yeah, please, if you can go ahead.
Uh, Prabhuji, the purport of this question,
116.6, no?
116.6.
116.6. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Because it comes to the end. Please
Yes.
read the verse translation and purport.
116.6.
Yeah.
अथवास्य पद्मभोजं करन्दलिह लिहां सतां किमन्येर् सदा लापेर् आयुषो यत् सद्व्ययः. The devotees of the Lord are accustomed to licking up the honey available from the lotus feet of the Lord. What is the use of topics which simply waste one's valuable life? Purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna and his devotees are both on the transcendental plane. Therefore, the topics of Lord Krishna and of his pure devotees are equally good. The battle of Kurukshetra is full of politics and diplomacy. But because the topics are related with Lord Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita is therefore adored all over the world. There is no need to eradicate politics, economics, sociology, etc., which are mundane to mundaners. To a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord,
Yeah,
such
someone can share the screen. If someone can share the screen, because it's a two, three paragraph, but no, so it would be good. They can follow along with the text.
to a pure devotee, should I read, Prabhu?
Yes.
To a pure devotee who is actually related with the Lord, such mundane things are transcendental if dovetailed with the Lord or with his pure devotees. We have
Mm.
heard and talked about the activities of Pandavas, and now we are dealing with topics of Maharaj Parikshit. But because all these topics are
The
related to,
very, I really like that particular line, Mataji. Can you read that again?
we have heard and talked about the activities of the Pandavas, and now we are
Mm.
dealing with topics of Maharaj Parikshit. But
Ah.
because all
See, this
topics,
is something very interesting because it looks like, see, you can see how Prabhupada is actually, he's not writing a book, he's actually speaking to us. I keep telling na, that Prabhupada is speaking to us through his books. Who will write like this? We have talked about Parikshit Maharaj. You see the mood, right? I was really thanked you, Swapna Mata, yesterday for asking that question because I've read this purport quite a few times, but when you asked that question, I wanted to read every line where exactly this line is coming. So when I read that, that particular line, you please read that line again, how sweet it is.
we have
We have
heard and
heard and talked about the activities of the Pandavas, and now we are dealing with the topics of Maharaj Parikshit, right? This is what he's saying, isn't it?
yes, Lord.
We have heard and talked about. This is 16th chapter. It is a 15th chapter where it's a 15th chapter where Prabhupada is talking about the Pandavas retiring time. That whole chapter was about how Krishna is dealing with the Pandavas, isn't it? So he is actually living. He is actually living his writing. He is writing. He is actually living through that whole episode of all the pastimes, the entire Mahabharata, then how they leave the world, they leave back home, then how Parishit Maharaj's life is starting now, his chapters. So it's very important to notice this little things which will give us a mood of Prabhupada while writing these things. At least little inkling into his the sweetness of his service that he is doing here. He's literally he's hearing. We have heard and talked means he's as if he is actually sitting with a group of people and doing the pravachana. Why he's writing? Nobody is there around him. How will you hear and talk if you are alone? Think through that for a minute, right? So this many places you will write like this. You will be like living that that particular event or situation along with the people. It will be like as if when Arjuna is crying and Yudhishthira Maharaj is hearing, Prabhupada is standing there and watching the event, and then he is narrating that to us, right? So he is like how the what is that thing? Pravartakas, what they are called? Katha Kalakshepas, they are called as in South. So Kathakar, something like that. So they are Harikatha because they just literally make us live through those events or those pastimes. That is a beauty. That is actually the duty of Harikatha servant. If he is not able to make us live through that event or through that devotees going through that situation, sometimes devotees say this now that it felt like as if it was alive, live there. The narration was so live. So actually, that's what is Prabhupada is doing to us here, right? Uh, anyway, that is one point I just wanted to highlight in this purport. Yes, Mataji, please
But
continue.
because all these topics are related to Lord Sri Krishna, they are all transcendental, and pure devotees have great interest in hearing them. We have already discussed this
Mm,
matter in connection with the prayers of Bhishma Dev. Our duration of life
mm,
is not long, and there is no certainty of when we shall be ordered to leave everything for the next stage. Thus, it is our duty to see that not a moment of our life is wasted in topics which are not related with Lord Krishna. Any topic, however pleasant, is not worth hearing if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna.
This is a very strong statement, no? Any topic, it may be very, very pleasant. Even it may be like somebody is glorifying us, somebody is, appreciating us or giving us something very, very, we are waiting for a long time and all those things. But very, very pleasing to us. Somebody is genuinely giving some love to us, whatever. But it's not worth if it is devoid of its relation to Krishna, right? So it's a very interesting thing that that topic should be in relation to Krishna, right? The, even if we are in relation to Krishna, right? We may be related to Krishna, but if the topic is not related to Krishna, it has the power to contaminate us and take us away from the association of Krishna if we are not strong enough, right? Maybe momentarily we may be in relation to Krishna, or maybe we in the beginning days of our relation to Krishna, like that process. But then in the process, what will happen is we will initially maybe like enjoying and all that, but suddenly when the person or the sangha is not there, the person is missing, the one who is giving us the association through the glorification. Uh, if he is not there, then we will be easily attracted to the other mundane topics and so on. Even after years and years of uh, uh, after years and years of doing the sadhana also, it's very very easy for us to deviate or stray away from the relation to Krishna. So that's why we have to be very careful about the topic being in relation to Krishna. If we are strong enough, then we will be able to see Krishna's connection in that topic, mundane topic also. See, the topics may be some general worldly connection, which people are doing it from a what do you call? It will be just the purpose may be to serve at a temporary purpose. It may not be with the long term purpose of goal of say connecting that personality or that situation with Krishna. It may not be that one, right? The thing itself may be like, say, somebody talking about some stock market crash or some recession or things like that, which from a mundane perspective. The same topic can be spoken from a Krishna conscious perspective also. Devotees have a tendency to see that from a long-term perspective also. They will say, oh, this recession will really take the people even more deeper into this thing. So we have to give some guidance to them, how to save the money. Recession is happening because people don't have money to buy things and all that. So let's give them ideas of like, how we are doing. So devotees get together to cook, and so that way they have prasadam together and all those things. Reduces the unnecessary expenses and so on. So devotees will give some ideas. Thinking from that perspective, they will help the suffering people and give them the taste for Krishna consciousness. There are other kinds of topics which are like gossips, for example, right? Somebody will come and tell to us something about, hey, this devotee did this, that devotee is bad, this devotee is so and so, etc., etc. How do you handle that situation, right? One, I think some devotees are asking for IDs to join. It's a possible. Anyway, anyone can tell them to say log out of. Yeah, Gaurav Prabhu or someone can help. Manavar Prabhu is not able to join.
Sorry, Prabhu, I was speaking on mute. I will share the link,
Can you
Prabhuji.
help, Prabhu? Yeah,
Yes,
Manavar
yes, yes,
Prabhu is
Prabhuji.
from Kuwait or somewhere. I think. Please give that link.
Swapna Mataji already shared.
Or you can also share the full link. Sometimes the tiny.cc doesn't work in some places. They block those kind of links. So if you go to the group description, that long thing will be there. You can share that
Yeah,
entire thing with the login password detail also.
I've shared that personally, Prabhuji, on Prabhuji's
Okay,
personal
I
chat.
think, yeah. Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So this, this kind of gossip things and all, it really, it's a topic which is nowhere related to Krishna at all. So how do you yourself coming out of it, and the person who is doing that also, or indulging you in that, how will you get him out of that thing, right? So one part is like, so somehow or other I want to escape this gossip thing. That's you may say I don't have time, Prabhu, and you can move on. But that same devotee or personality will go and tell to 10 other people. You see, how do you help that person at least to understand that no, I should not be doing this, going forward. What is the purpose of that discussion, right? You may talk about, see, out of concern also, you may be talking about somebody, right? Out of concern also, you may be to Prabhuji, he was such a nice devotee, he moved out like this and all that. Now we are not able to get his association, rather he is not in the same inspiring mood nowadays, right? Things like that. So how do we make this person understand that no, see, he or she may be going through some challenges which you don't know. You only see or hear from other sources what this was. Yesterday, in the night, one of the devotees actually started off in a nice note. Was seems he had some discussions with some with nice devotees, and he was talking about that. But later it dragged on to few other things he wanted to talk to me about. Oh, this devotee was there, that devotee was there. Then I told him, how do you know what the devotee is doing? What do you know about the person? You're not in person to see his status now, what he's doing, etc. Yes, there may be challenges, but we are supposed to think good about people as much as possible. If there is anything that you cannot think, at least forget about that person. Don't keep talking about the negativities of a person, right? So that is where it is pretty important to keep this topic in relation to Krishna. So those who are very, very strongly connected with Krishna, they will be able to inspire the person who is associating with us also to see the relationship with Krishna. And the topic also, because of their purity, they will be able to see it in relationship with Krishna. For example, my spiritual master, so as Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, I've seen him because I've seen him in close quarters. Uh, Night, like 11:30, 12 o'clock, we will sit with some of the devotees and talk about, say, the gold price, the oil price, and how things are, market is doing things and all that. I was thinking it would be once, I was very new, I didn't know that Maharaj will be talking about these things. And I went late in the night, and Maharaj was sitting and talking with one devotee about, he was talking about this recession 6-7 years before it happened. He said it is going to come. And I didn't know what does this recession also mean at that time. And he used to give all these things like, people are going to really struggle with all these things and all that. And I was surprised why Maharaj is talking these things. But he was able to relate that whole thing that, see, your Krishna consciousness and this your day-to-day life is not two different tracks, really speaking. They are really, they have its impact on each other. They both have they both have their thing. This will impact here, the other will have its impact on this. So that is why you cannot separate these two, really. You understand the point? Like, say, do you think tomorrow if the prices are going high, joblessness is coming, do you think that will not have its impact on our Krishna consciousness? Or in the other words, if our Krishna consciousness is really strong, don't you think it will have its impact on our job or our family relations or anything in a positive way also? I mean, to say when you're able to take things in the right way, definitely. That is why Prabhupada always said, so problem may be what is material, but solution is always spiritual, right? Maharaj always says, sorry, Prabhupada always says that, no? There is no material solution to spiritual problems. There's only spiritual solution to all problems, material problems and whatever you call it as in the spiritual field also. It's interesting. So you learn to identify that point from here. So this is why that this line is very important. I want to discuss further about this, but it will come when we discuss later in our area. But I want to get to this point and then move on to our original verse. Yes, Mataji, please read further. The next two passages.
The spiritual planet, Golok Vrindavan, the eternal abode of Lord
Yes,
Krishna.
sorry, Mataji. Sorry, Mataji. 1 minute. Gaurav Prabhu has raised this hand. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, just one small clarification. If any of the devotees,
Yes,
I mean, they are not practicing as enthusiastically as they are now, as you were mentioning. So simply saying they are not as active as they used to be. Is it fine, or I mean, not talking too much, but if you're talking to somebody,
Sorry, what is that?
so
You're talking to somebody and they're saying, I am not as enthusiastic. Okay.
no, Prabhu. Suppose I'm talking to somebody about a third devotee who is not as enthusiastic as they used to be, right? So just simply telling them they are not as active as now as they used to be. So, I mean, is it fine, or I mean, not?
No, it is okay if it is out of concern, real concern, Prabhu. If there is a genuine concern out of an empathy to help that person. See, what happens is we may say about that, and the other devotee may say, yes, Prabhu, I also saw that, but what can we do, Prabhu? Like that, it will just be like that here and there. And then the topic will just move on to many other things. So what exactly did it do to that person? Anything must, at the end of the day, lead to some level of action and a positive result on either the subject or the object. You understand, Prabhu? either on us or the person about whom we are talking about. If we are not getting purified or we are not getting that impetus to somehow or other go and help that person, either physically or help asking someone else to do that, helping that other devotee, right? Somehow or other the problem has to be solved, isn't it? So if I keep talking about the problem, but I'm not actually implementing the solution, right? To what extent that few minutes or few hours of our discussion is going to help? You tell me. That is our, and for that other person also, it may be that okay, somebody or even if somebody is calling that person and say, Prabhu, Gaurav Prabhu and I were talking about you. We were very concerned about you, Prabhu, like that. Huh? Definitely, it will help that person. Okay, somebody is thinking about my this thing, and maybe it might help to a certain extent, right? So that thing should, or we should do genuine prayers. If I hear about it and straight away you go and stand in front of the Lord and say, Krishna, please help this devotees. Genuinely, when you go and stand in front of the Lord and pray, that is the actionizing of our words, Prabhu. You see, that is when it is actually fully Krishnaized. This is starting point of being Krishnaized, isn't it? So that has to be translated into action, Prabhu.
Thank you,
I
Prabhu.
hope that helps. Anjan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandas Pranam.
Dandas Prabhuji.
Prabhu, yeah, you get the answer, Prabhu. I was thinking
That's why I
recently
saw
something
you.
similar happened. Something similar happened. So I was talking to a devotee. I'm A and that devotee is B, and we were talking about a devotee C. We knew him 15 years back, and now we heard from devotee B that he has started eating meat. And I was thinking, oh, Krishna, Krishna. And then finally, after about a minute or two of talking, finally I said, okay, I'll pray to Krishna. Didn't have anything more to do. We don't have more contact about him, but felt really sad that whatever happened. So I said, okay, I'll pray to Krishna. I can't do anything more sitting in India. So
yeah.
Thank you,
Actually,
Prabhu.
Prabhu,
You gave the answer.
I mean, and I wanted to be brutally honest here. It's not about this particular incident that Gaurav Prabhu say here. We have to be brutally honest when it comes in front of Krishna, because Krishna knows our intention even before we know. Many times we even don't know. Actually. Sometimes what happens is when we talk about some devotee who is like really in a very good position and now not doing well and so on and so forth. Actually that's a very subtle sense gratification, because we actually externally we may be saying that no, this person is so nice and not doing well and all that, but actually it's the a relief that we experience, that's devotee is actually not doing well. You got it? No?
Yes,
We were
Prabhuji. Yes,
actually not
Prabhuji.
very.
I mean, yes, recently somebody explained to me that, when somebody is not doing well, we feel happy, and somebody is doing well, we feel bad. That is the sign of envy or something they were saying. So in this
So
case,
when that
that was
person
not
is
the
not
case,
doing
Prabhuji.
well, when that person was sorry, he was doing very well, we were actually, this subtle envy was there. And now that the person is not doing well, so we are actually relieved and we are feeling little happy. We are the envy always creates deep cut wound in our heart. Okay, actually that pain is like we are enjoying that pain by like the camel how it is eating those thorns. Like that we are enjoying. But that envy we are trying to what you call put some ointment in it when that person is kind of not doing well and is having some uh, off days or off season or whatever. So that is the actual thing that is happening. When we talk about sometimes devotees doing really well and in the past and not doing now and well now and all that. That not doing well now is only from our perspective. But from Krishna's perspective, we don't know how he is handling that person, right? So he may not be doing many public programs or appearing in the public, etc., etc. But end of the day, at home, what he is doing to Krishna and to his Guru, and what prayer he is doing, we are not privy to that. So how do we know, isn't it? Anyway.
There is a kind of
Uh,
superiority complex also, Prabhu. We feel okay. I mean, that is kind of satisfied
no,
that we are superior.
we are trying to heal our inferiority complex.
Yes, sir.
Our inferiority complex of not being able to match up to that. See, actually, Prabhu, frankly speaking, see, sometimes it can be out of genuine concern also, because sometimes what happens is there are people who, nowadays that happens, like people go too much into the popularity thing, and they take a lot of people into a different direction from the pure bhakti, and yeah, chalta hai yaar, everything can be done, etc., etc. But in the process, they distract the person from the main goal of pure devotion service, the innocent people. So, and you don't have the, people will not listen to you, because everybody is now seeing popularity as the only way to progress in all fields, right? Everything goes into reels, this, that, etc. And then they forget that, we need to sit like, see, we have to appreciate Sapna Mataji. The way she's asking questions, are like, she's, what do you call that? She's keeping her eyes with the binocular or the microscope and reading those lines. Because when I read that line, I did not get that question, and that's all. Things because of no matter what happens, I just sit and read. I don't care about who thinks what, and whether I'm being recognized or acknowledged. This is real taste for Bhagavatam, and that is what is giving rise to these discussions or whatever, right? So you may not see that in other places. You need to be really, really patient with the concern and with compassion. We have to guide these people without being envious about it. So there are two sides to it. One side is you do try to express your concern with, like with an aim to bring them closer to, Prabhupada and closer to the pure bhakti. But for that, we also should be performing pure bhakti, na? Without me, simply me doing, not doing pure bhakti and just simply saying pure devotion, how can I help the other person to get the taste here? Isn't it? So that's why it's a very difficult double-edged sword, where and that is the only reason why the same statement I speak, and maybe someone who is much more elevated in their consciousness when they speak, it has a different impact on the same audience, right? Same text, same thing, same audience, just two speakers with two different levels of consciousness, right? Many times people accept that. How does it work? That is the same thing. Yes, sorry, I see. Yes, Mataji, Lalita. First
Hare
Rachel, and
Krishna.
then we will go with Suresh. Yes, yes.
This, what, when we do the service, it's not just
Mhm.
like a um, talking about person C, but when we do
Mhm.
service, certain people would not be in the same mood. So we have to, to get the service done nicely, we have to talk to the different people. But still people
According to
get
their
very,
level of consciousness.
but it's not that easy. People do not perceive the intention all the time. They may perceive
Mhm.
after long time, or they may not perceive sometimes. So how do we deal with? But though we deal with concern and compassion, and we just do it with for the
If they,
service. If other person is
yes,
envious, for
Mataji. No, you are talking about someone who is like, who knows all the nitty-gritties for a long
yeah,
time, spend time in the process and all that. Is that what you are referring to? Or is someone new, some neophyte when I
because when
say
we work,
very
it's a
new?
different people, different levels of people we work with. Na Prabhuji? Sometimes it can be
Yeah.
with long time.
No, that is
Sometimes it
why
can be
it's
1 or 2 years.
yeah. So the idea is to somehow or other, like that diagram which you changed, no? That picture in the group. Remember that picture which
Nagging,
who
yeah.
put the posted picture? I think Meenakshi Mataji posted that picture, and really thanks to the devotees for sticking on to the main question, right? So if you see uh, the way you look at the thing, actually it changed when you see the meaning what Prabhupada said. If you change look at the thing in a different perspective, correct? So the point is that we should look at it from the perspective of Krishna, from the perspective from a different perspective, right? So when you see envy, the same thing. See, someone is there who is very beginning or this thing. You will have to make them understand that this envy is you can just encourage them and do it in a certain way. But if somebody is like much in much more longer stay is there is here, heard this many times and all that, still not able to get rid of that, then it can be due to the sangha that they have, or the how they follow up after the sangha, follow up on the process after the sangha. Are they following up on the process? I can hear 100 times Mangalarti is best, Mangalarti is best, Mangalarti. If I'm not doing Mangalarti, then how will it help? Isn't it?
Mm.
So such places, Mataji, if you perceive these things, genuinely we should first introspect whether that person is genuinely really envious, or is it my perception that is making me feel that he's envious. This is what the first thing that we should do before even identifying somebody. Remember that bull and the cow talking to each other about the identifier is equally sinful as the
Mm.
punishable as the perpetrator or the actual offender, right?
Mm.
So we have to be careful about what we are calling it as this, so and so thing is thing so on. So and secondly, the other problem is that we are also not seeing things from the perspective of from the Bhagavatam perspective, basically. So when we see from the Bhagavatam perspective, even Indra, who was so grossly envious, right?
Mm.
Both Brahma and Vishnu wanted to elevate him as well. In the case of Prithu Maharaj, Indra is stealing the horse of Prithu Maharaj, right?
Mm.
For that sacrifice. So I think I don't know if I told this recently. I told this in our group here, but we had this thing in the Bhakti Vaibhav classes recently in VHA. So the entire Prithu Maharaj episode we were discussing. And this particular topic of Indra stealing and then Brahma and Vishnu, coming and asking Prithu Maharaj to stop, and they are not telling one word to Indra and all that. I mean, it became a big debate, really. It was a very, very rich and healthy debate, actually. And some of the devotees actually they said openly, they said, we, for the first time, I'm very upset with Brahma and Vishnu. They left a long voice message. They said, how can they scold Prithu? They should have scolded only Indra. And so the next day we had that whole discussion. 2 days it went actually, that entire episode. It was 5 hours each discussion, And we went on discussing more and more and more. And then I told them that this is the point. Every one of us who think that we are, because we are actually upset, because we are putting our legs in Prithu's shoes and other person's legs in Indra's shoes. Get me? So
Mm.
ideally, we are thinking that Brahma and Vishnu should have supported me, or my leader or my temple president should have supported me. Just that is a parallel that we come to, and every single devotee has gone through Brahma. I really
Mm.
enjoy that episode because this is one episode which can fit with every single devotee in this, and also even outside world also they will not realize it as much as the ISKCON devotees. So, so what happened? So we had this discussion, and I told them, see, the problem is that we are all thinking we are Prithu, or we are in Prithu's shoes. And the other devotee who is troubling us is in the Indra shoes, right? But to Brahma and Vishnu's eyes, or you want to parallelize it to Guru and maybe your whatever your leader, congregation leader, or council, whatever you want to call it. For their eyes, Just keep it to Guru at this level, right? Because, the more it has, but much at a higher level. So, for them, every one of us who are putting our legs in Prithu's shoes is actually Indra. That is the reality of Bhagavatam. Every one of us who is putting our legs in Parikshit's shoes are actually Shringi. We don't realize that. So we discussed this, and then we got into a particular section in Prabhupada's purport, and I just revealed that point about why Brahma and Vishnu are actually telling this to Prithu, and why that whole episode panned out this way, and there is not a single verse that is revealed to us where what Brahma or Vishnu spoke to Indra. In the whole episode, there is not a single verse that is revealed to us in which Brahma or Vishnu had spoken to Indra. They are only speaking to Prithu. Get me? So when we got into that particular section, the devotees who are having so much confusion and this thing around it, because day in and day out they we are facing this thing. So they will literally, it was like a Pandora box of realization opened up in their heart just by reading that one or two purports of Prabhupada, and they literally were like, if I have to say, they were taken aback and they were in ecstasy, honestly speaking. They were in ecstasy, understanding the whole point of that episode. And we'll not get into that episode now, but what I mean is, this is how the whole situation pans out when we see, okay, the other person is envious. How do we see that? And then the devotees, they will say that unless you are envious, you cannot see others as envious. Unless you are envious, you cannot identify envy in others. It's a blanket statement. So how do you identify this, but at the same time not be ourselves not being envious, right? This is the tricky situation. So for that only we need to follow the Bhagavatam way. So first introspect ourselves. Why am I seeing this person like this? What is in me that is making me see this person like this? What Guru Maharaj or what Prabhupada or our pure devotees will see in that person, right? A bit of that soul searching will help us see a different perspective. Does that help, Mataji? So the whole idea is that we help ourselves also and we help the other person also. Both has to happen. It's not that I am so pure and I have nothing to worry about, that I only have to help others. While we are helping others, naturally we are helping ourselves too. Because we are pleasing Guru, pleasing Krishna, we are getting purified ourselves. And in that process, by helping them, we actually do a whole lot of thing. And that is when we see that person, when we help that person and we see that so and so devotee, maybe or may not be whatever, later when he turns around, we genuinely feel happy about it. Even if that person does not acknowledge our help or what, right? So does it help in any way,
Sometimes it
Mataji?
feels like it's better not to do the service, better you do your own sadhana. Because when we do service, only lots of noise comes.
Sorry, Mataji, can you repeat it again?
It sometimes feels it's easier to just do sadhana, not to service. Because
No,
when
that
we do
is
service with others,
no, that is escaping. No, that is escaping. Just 1 second, huh? Are you able to hear now?
yes, Prabhu.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll just. So that is again escaping, Mataji. Sadhana will not be solidified without service. Service has to be there to solidify. Whatever that service is.
Then we have to go through that friction and then become
Exactly.
verified.
No, that's what I'm saying. If Pandavas had to go through the whole life, they had to face Duryodhana and Dushasana's envy. How are we, better than them? And there is no one as pure as Yudhishthira Maharaj, right? No one as pure as Bhishma Dev. That is why I wanted to put this whole point about that Krishna dragging thing, right? The perception itself is wrong. You see, why should when it is said forcibly dragged, actually Krishna is only dragging. The whole thing is that it's a joyful journey, and it is our bodily conception that is making us feel that it is a drag. So if Krishna is dragging us in an aeroplane or Pushpak Viman or say a car or something, we will enjoy it because you are not feeling the pain. When you are dragged on the floor on the road and Krishna will take you through the forests of Vrindavana, even if it is Vrindavana, it's going to pain my back and it is hitting the road and isn't it? I can't say. I mean, if I'm in the bodily conception, I'm saying, isn't it? Krishna says, "Come on, I will take you for a parikrama." But only thing is, e-rickshaws are not available today. I'm going to drag you along in the parikrama road, like the first picture, right? Isn't it? Gaurav Prabhu, Sapna Mataji, Chitra Mataji, all of you. Parikrama is coming up next month. Maharaj is saying today you will all show your purity by purity of our Suresh Prabhu also. Are you going there, Prabhu, for Yatra? I'm sure you must all be going, isn't it? For the Kartik Yatra.
Yes.
So, I mean, whoever is going, if Maharaj is telling, you will please Govardhana by, doing Dandavat Parikrama of 22 kilometers, all 5 days you do this. Finished. Sorry, first thing, cancel my ticket. Sorry, I am not able to hear you. What is that? Who is speaking? Who is speaking? By the way? Who is speaking?
Prabhu, I am speaking now.
Yes, Prabhu.
So
Was
in
that
all this,
Mataji also speaking in the background?
no, in all this situation, if I want to follow Prahlad Maharaj, that please take all my co-friends, my all classmates also along with to Golok Dham or to Vaikuntha. So how to elevate to that level and think in that direction?
Sorry, classmates, sir. What is that, Prabhu? Sorry, I didn't get you.
No, Prahlad Maharaj said that I want to take all my classmates along with me to Vaikuntha, means liberate them along with me. So
Krishna need to have a bigger wagon.
Yeah. So how to elevate to that level? Means direct our thought process in that direction. Similar to Prabhupada also. He was knowing there was no positive response from all the students or whoever joined him in the initial stage, but still he had that positive attitude to, yes, in spite of all their negatives, I have to take them with me and elevate them to a spiritual level.
So it seems to be too far away, isn't it, Prabhu?
Yeah, too far. But
that
at
state
least
of
to
mind.
start in this direction is very important. Isn't
And
it?
that is where, Prabhu, see, that is where you think about one devotee who you know. For that person, you are feeling that somehow if Krishna can help him come out of it, help him or her come out of the situation, do whatever action it is possible. See, Prahlad Maharaj is not asking Krishna without doing his part of the work. He is doing his part of the work. He has already preached to them whatever he can do, and he is praying to Krishna also. But see, that's why Prahlad Maharaj's thing is the holistic thing. That you preach to the person also, you pray for that person also to pray to Krishna so that that person will take it. Don't think that Krishna, I have preached. It's your job to make that person a devotee. No, that is like I'm doing the to the boss. I'm telling I'm doing my job. I don't have anything more to do with it. Kind of. A devotee is responsible from beginning to end. A pure devotee is fully responsible from beginning to end. In other words, after preaching, after the prayer, if the devotee still did not come to Krishna consciousness or still did not come up in his consciousness, you will again go and pray to Krishna. You will again follow the process. You understand what I'm saying? You will not just drop the ball there and move away. No, I have so many other people to take care of and all that. That is the ultimate thing. So we start with one person. Try to do that for that one person. Try to genuinely help. Genuinely help means no expectation also. Don't expect that, oh, I did so much to this devotee, he is not coming back, he is not coming and thanking me, or he is not even telling others that, oh, this Prabhu thanked me, sorry, this Prabhu helped me. That is the biggest pain that we have. And this is the material consciousness. That's what I'm saying. We are saying that, oh, I'm not envious, I'm going and helping that person. Okay. But why are you expecting? That expectation means you had envy. We don't see that connection here. It's when we see only from superficial perspective. Right? The quality is the most important to begin first. Unfortunately, we are actually taking the idea of this quantity part in a mundane way, in a materialistic way, and we keep saying that, okay, I go and preach to 1,000 people, that's enough, Krishna will take care. That is not the way. Krishna will take care of them either way, but it depends on our consciousness. In what consciousness am I preaching to those people? If I have a genuine faith in the holy name, faith in the process, faith in our sampradaya, and faith in Prabhupada, and give them that holy name, like how Ramanujacharya gave, like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave, like how Prabhupada gave, like that, if we also give with that same purity of faith, unflinching faith, then people will take in just one thing also. But what the problem is that we want to follow their process, but not with that purity. So that's where this quantity goes into a failure. Like it's only satisfying, or it becomes a sense gratifying thing only for us. So we need to go deeper. With each person, we try to go a little deeper and help with them. If they one by one, maybe a little bit. Then we will have a success thing in our heart. In our heart, we will feel that yes, we have done some genuine service to the other person. You know how it works? Suppose Prabhu's Mataji, we are having this discussion. Right now we are having like this, we have been having for a while. Now, what makes, there are times our Chanchalpati Prabhu and I will say, or some other devotees also will say, that Prabhu, we have more than 450 devotees in the group, but we have, hardly few, 20, 30 devotees joining, and well, can we not? I always said, Prabhu, don't worry about the numbers. It is the consciousness that we are doing this discussion with the consciousness with which we are doing these discussions that matters. At the end of this thing, at the end of this discussion, the purity of all of us, purity of the consciousness of all of us, if it gets transformed or elevated to the next level, then irrespective of the numbers or whatever that is there, you will feel really, really pleased with that discussion. That is the whole idea. The hearers, the discussion, whoever is asking these questions and think that nobody will care for these numbers. So quantity is not a problem at all. Quantity will take care of itself. I will tell you, I can make 100 people or 1,000 people sit here and we can discuss this way. Or 20 people sit here and discuss also. Even if you have 1,000 people sit and you are speaking this, at the best, maybe 100 people will be attentively listening. Rest of it may not be listening attentively. That's the nature of, when you have a big crowd or whatever. Now, if you have a smaller group and be focused in your discussion, these people will get the message instilled in their heart even more stronger. And when they come across different people, they may share it. So that 20 people will go and share to 20 other, then that message will reach faster, farther. And that is what Prabhupada's purity is carrying on till now. You see the difference? Can anyone go and share, say, some devotee who is lecture is viewed, say, I'm not comparing or anything, because we are all aspiring after our things to be heard by so many people, quantity increase and all that, I'm telling. Assume there is one ex-devotee whose lectures or discussions are viewed by lakhs of people. Another devotee who may have hardly few people might be hearing whatever that is there. How many people can say with this that frequently largely watched this person's 1 month ago one lecture I heard this and this transformed my life. It may not be a big difference between these two people. People will just hear and go. There won't be a big transformation if you are always focusing on the quantity. So quality is what will sustain it for a longer period, especially the transformation of the purity of the consciousness is very, very important. Just that one person, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, transformed. What did he do? What did he do? He transformed the whole world. All others were also transformed, but then the one person, like Suresh, we brought about the Prahlad Maharaj's example. Prabhupada showed us who that really that Prahlad Maharaj is. Otherwise, we all have heard in our villages, or those who have lived their young youth, their childhoods in villages, they would have seen many people talk about Prahlad and this thing. Who brought out this particular aspect of Prahlad that he is saying, I can only come to you if you take all the people with you, isn't it? That part, how many of us have heard other than from Prabhupada? Right, Prabhu? So it is, we cannot be, according to our capacity, we have to do. Like there are different things that are there, but be focused on the quality, our own and others also. That is very important. Okay, sorry, I have two more hands. I see two more hands being raised here. 1, 2, 3. Where is it? Okay, who goes first? Anjan Prabhu. Then I'll come to Gaurav Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandas Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhuji, few minutes, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes back, you were talking about, you were taking the names of two devotees. One is Dharmaraja, and you were talking about Bhishma. We know that Bhishma is a Mahajan, and lot of times we heard that Dharmaraja is also a very great devotee. You yourself were describing in very nice words. So why is Dharmaraja not be a Mahajan? What does it take to become a Mahajan? I know that I don't
Prabhu,
know
he is
whether this
already
is
a
part of this
Mahajan.
question.
Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can hear you.
He is already Mahajan. Yamraj is there in the list.
Dharmaraja.
Yamraj is only Dharmaraj.
Yudhishthira.
Yeah, Yamraj is there. Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he is also the one as Vidura. So both of them are already there in the list. See, they don't put all these names because we cannot remember. Otherwise, they would have put all the names. For 12 also, we are struggling to remember. Right?
Okay.
So anyway, thanks for that.
Yudhishthira is considered as a Mahajan.
Not considered, he is.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah,
not
he is.
in that
He is.
official list. That's all.
Sorry?
He's just not in that list that we read in Bhakti Shastri, whatever, in Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, so you will mean Bhakti Vaibhav, you'll just see here that list.
Okay, thank you.
If you are not hearing it, tell me. I will come and tell the instructor that you please include in the list. I'm
Prabhu, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Prabhuji. We can't hear you, Prabhuji.
Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, now it is.
Okay.
Not audible, Prabhu.
Speaker mode, sorry. What happened? Sorry. Am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
No, once what happened, Maharaj was going through the Bhagavatam with us, in Rajkot, and he was telling, see, this Sukadeva Goswami, Then we have all these different Yamaraj and all of them when they are speaking, we have to be doubly careful, he said, because they are all Mahajanas. So whenever this Mahajanas, they do the watch of Prahlad, Bhishmadev and all of them when they speak, we have to be even more attentive, he said in Bhagavad. Of course, others also have to be attentive, but here you should be extra attentive. Then he stopped us and he said, one more thing, there's a supreme of all the Mahajanas is there, Sri Bhagavan Vacha. So when Bhagavan is speaking also, we have to be very careful. He is the Mahajanas of all the Lord of all the Mahajanas. So we have to be very careful for you with him also when he speaks. So when Krishna speaks to Dhruva also, then there also that conversation also comes into picture. And one more thing you please understand, what is that definition of Mahajana? Those 12 Mahajanas are Mahajanas. Anybody following in the footsteps of that Mahajana is also Mahajana. Right? Yes or no? Anjan Prabhu.
Yes,
Right,
Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhupada said, somebody said, Prabhupada, you are the 13 Mahajan, and Prabhupada told him that you are the 14 Mahajan.
Yeah, so what does it mean? If I am following a Mahajana,
Yeah.
I am also Mahajana.
Correct, Prabhuji.
Right? So, yeah, so
Yes, Prabhuji.
everybody in Bhagavatam is a Mahajana. So how can you avoid it? So don't put this thing only, right? You please understand Bhagavatam is Bhagavatam. Right?
Sure, Prabhuji. Sure, Prabhuji. Got it. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Anjana Prabhu is also Mahajana.
Sorry?
Anjana Prabhu is also Mahajana.
Yeah, he's a Mahajan. Anjan Babu is also Mahajan. And we all follow Gaurav Mahajan and we have become Mahajan.
I am perverted reflection, Prabhu.
Anyway, so there was another question that was there. I think Gaurav Prabhu had a question.
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhuji.
One thing I will tell you. One thing I will tell you before you start, Prabhu. See, the best way to the best way to see, or a little bit of symptom that we should see that our envy is almost close to zero, is to the extent you are joyful irrespective of your misery. To the extent you are seeing joy in others' joy, right? And somehow or other, that heartfelt, that joy is the only symptom of our being almost close to zero envy. If you are not joyful, it actually shows that we are envious. That's as simple as that. It may be a failure, it may be a success, it may be whatever it is. Irrespective of all those things, you should be mudaha, bhakti paramaya mudaha. That what is that? Susukam kartumave. And so that is why Krishna has put that as a test. Whether you are doing devotional service nicely or not. I really like the way Manohar Kṛṣṇa Prabhu from he is my godbrother. He only put that message. What about 9.2? Even he asked about that for that picture, right? So it's actually it is a thing that purity is the force. Even when you are in the beginning stage, we may feel like we are being dragged. We are feeling pain and that bhakti and all that. But that pain is because of our bodily conception, bodily consciousness, or being stuck in the modes. That is why when we see the whole thing as Krishna is dragging us, even though I am not doing anything, Krishna is taking me along, then it becomes such a joyful experience and we become grateful for it. Instead of saying, Krishna, why are you just taking me through this rough ride? Okay, yes, Gaurav, sorry.
Prabhu, I mean, somewhat different question. I mean, you were talking about praying for the devotees, right, who are not following, and instead we go to temple and pray. I mean, just in a different direction. If there is somebody in the family who has been going through, I mean, quite aged and going through different difficult health conditions, like on bed for many years now. I mean, what should be our prayers? I mean, we can pray कि भगवान उनको मुक्ति दीजिए या फिर उनको इस कष्ट से मुक्ति दीजिए. I mean, and what exactly can be done? Because I mean, if somebody
Prabhu, see, this is see, that is a very preliminary thing, Prabhu. If he is going to relieve them of the pain, what about the consciousness? You understand? In our body, Prabhu, in our whole existence, Prabhu, consciousness is the important thing. The pain will keep on coming and going. I will say that, oh, how much pain it will be for them to leave. We haven't even experienced it yet. We will definitely, but we haven't experienced it. That last moment, I mean. Right? So what do you think? Oh, it will be so much pain here, so much pain there. Pain is there even while the body is alive also. And when we are alive and kicking also, the pain will be there. So simply asking for the pain to be relieved is not going to, it's okay to a certain extent, but it's not going to help. Instead, in spite of the pain, please keep the consciousness intact to your lotus feet. Somehow or other, please give that consciousness for them to not take this body again as much as possible. That's what you can pray for. And to that extent, that many times devotees say, oh, the soul has now left the body. What is the point in praying? No, you are always praying for the soul. Please realize this fact. We are never praying for the upkeep of the body or the other things. That is only required to the extent for the service. If that, like you see, Sanatana Goswami also became old. He also struggled to do the parikrama, right? But still he did it. That consciousness is what Krishna kept intact. Isn't it? Uddhava became very old. At that time also he was remembering Krishna even more intensely. He couldn't do physical activity so much, but then the spiritual, the mental state and mental senses and his consciousness was so pure that without able to do certain physical activities so swiftly, also he was able to be so pure in his consciousness. We have seen that in our spiritual master also, 91 years old, all the thing for, in fact, not just in his last moments. Ever since we saw him, he had all the ailments and whatever. And he just surpassed everything with like what do you call, somebody just flying and crossing all the signals, right? The signals on the road. No, that he was crossing through. We have seen him struggle, but he was always taking shelter of Krishna in the form of sound vibration, in the form of discussions, in the form of service, everything like that. So somehow or other we can pray that give some prasadam so that little consciousness will develop if they are not into that devotee consciousness. If they are already devotees, just pray for them and somehow or other sit with them and chant. So that body pain, no Prabhu, it will really stop us from thinking about Krishna around that time. It will literally stop us doing the chanting and all in the early morning and so on. So in the Sangha, we may have a little bit more energy and the consciousness will get built up. So that is all we should be doing. Right, Prabhu? So we pray for the consciousness to Krishna to keep it intact and closer to him as much as possible. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice question. Yes, Anjan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, my question was related to the comment just now you made that, if somebody is doing well or whatever, and what is my consciousness, how do I feel? Like, I'm just talking not in a devotee circle, but let's say in a relative, let's say a relative is getting richer and richer and richer. He's buying cars and buildings and buildings. I'm thinking like, oh, I wish, he donated some money for Krishna temple. I wish he did this instead of buying 4 cars, 4 buildings, for this, going for Singapore, blah blah blah. I wish he donated something to temple. So is my consciousness okay, or what should my consciousness feel? Should I also be happy that okay, he's buying car upon car, or when he's getting richer and richer, what should be my consciousness be?
So first of all, go and talk to him and find out his problems, Prabhu. Whoever is buying cars and bungalows or whatever, personally, there will be a lot of problems for him. Get me?
Oh.
Nobody is in this world who is not without any problem. Even these Ambanis and Adanis, you go and sit with them, they will pour all their heart out. They will have all the problems. Nobody is free of problems in this world. That one, Krishna has, I am hearing some lot of background noise. Sorry, who is that?
That was me, probably.
Yes.
I was doing some service in the temple.
Okay,
so
if you can, if you are, no worries. So, first of all, don't look at the materially how much they are growing. If Prabhupada was thinking like that for Ambarish Prabhu, or say that Lekha Shravanti or whoever was from the other millionaire this thing, George Harrison, for example, right? Prabhupada never looked at their material side of things, how much they are growing. They was only saying that how much they can take to Krishna consciousness. George Harrison actually asked Prabhupada, can I take your initiation from you? A simple thing, yes, come on, I will give you initiation. Isn't it? Don't you think so? Actually, George Harrison asked Prabhupada. Prabhupada did not ask when are you going to take initiation. You get me? If he wanted, if George Harrison becomes his disciple, physically, I mean to say officially becomes his, officially in his heart he is a disciple. What I'm saying is officially, he is taken the beats and tell the world that Prabhupada is my guru, right? What would have happened to him? Just imagine. There will be a lot more recognition. I mean, if you see from a mundane perspective, right? Our thought point of view. So Prabhupada showed us that, it is not required, those kind of things. You don't need someone else's material things to support our spiritual progress or our advancement of the movement as such, right? Someone's material name and fame is not required for this thing, pushing our movement, and not so much. Right? To a little extent, he said, "Oh, you go and chant the holy names, it will help." But him becoming Prabhupada disciple, his name and fame helping Prabhupada disciple, that is wrong. You see the difference? He going and chanting Krishna's name helped so many thousands and thousands of devotees coming to think that my sweet Lord brought so many devotees from the West, so many people to become Krishna's devotees till now. Even now, many of them say he's our Shiksha. But Prabhupada never went for that. If he wanted, he could have easily done. So the point is, don't look at their cars and bungalows. Look at the pains in their life. Look at what they are going through. That consciousness itself will take them away from us, Prabhu. That, oh, they have so many cars, why can't they donate? If you go with that attitude to him, Paramatma will not allow them to give a single penny to you. Even if they give it, it will only increase my mundane status within among the group or wherever I am in, not my spiritual consciousness. I will come back and say, hey, I got this much money from this person, he is such a millionaire. Then devotees will say, oh, Prabhu, you are such a nice devotee, you are getting all this, you are an expert, and you are this and you are that. And that's it, it will stop. There won't be any increase of Krishna Prema. Thank you, Krishna, for doing this. How much we can say? No, we will not be doing that. You get me? Does it give some sense? I know Swapna Mataji will immediately put her hands up. I was expecting that. No, I'm telling
Thank
you
you,
this
Prabhuji. Thank
because
you. Some food for thought.
the consciousness is very, very important. It's a very subtle thing. When as well as Radhesham Prabhu, when he was building the NVCC temple, somebody told me, or he himself told me, I don't remember that. Actually, when they were in the camp temple, somebody came and gave some big amount. They said that it is from their meat factory or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, those who are know more aware of this detail. He simply said, we don't want this. When he knew that, he gave the check back to that person or something. So to that extent, we should be renounced. Right? Here I am thinking that person should be renounced from his cars and bungalows and all, but I am not getting renounced from the attraction to the name and fame I will get from making that person a donor or becoming a life member or whatever that is. Right? Do you see the difference? I should be renounced first, and I am trying to make that person renounce. Frankly speaking, it is just a slight difference between he has 4 cars, why can't he give 1 car to me? Instead of saying that, I'm saying he's having 4 cars, why can't he give it to Krishna? That's the only difference. The person who is without Krishna, he will think that, oh, he has 4 cars, why he has 4 bungalows, why can't he give 1 to Krishna, 1 to me? One who is with Krishna, right? One who is in Krishna consciousness, if we may say, why can't he give it to Krishna? It's a very subtle thing. I may justify it to everyone that, I am doing this only for Krishna, doing this only for Krishna. Yes. So sorry about that. Yes, sorry. Chitra Mataji, first Chitra Mataji and Swapna. Yes, Mataji.
Just relevant to this question, meaning if we have that intention of getting a donation from such a rich person who is buying the cars, just with the intention that this will benefit the temple and not for my name, then again, how is that to be considered?
That has to be really, really pure, Mataji, because what happens is, what will be your relation to that person if he is not able to give that Lakshmi to the temple? That determines. I'm all about that point. See, I'm not against trying to get temple for. It's really good. It's really important. Somebody to have that consciousness itself is a great thing. That how can we get something for Krishna, right? Somehow or other, wherever we go, we get it from whoever it is to Krishna. But I am only talking about what is my consciousness in that whole process. Because end of the day, that Lakshmi is one playing a very minimal part only in the transaction, in transforming, in helping both sides, right? The temple will get constructed and that other person will get benefited. That's what we are saying. But are we going and helping that person in his trouble after he does his charity? Or how are we going to deal with that devotee in terms of how are we building the relationship with that devotee? How are we transform his consciousness? Right? They may say, just take money from me. Don't touch me. I will enjoy my meat eating, everything I will do. Do you think that will help us? That will help that person? So I am involved in the transaction, isn't it, Mataji? I am the person who went and talked to that person. And then see, this is a very important thing for us to focus, because many places I go, when we meet new people, this is what is their complaint. Devotees come, they speak nicely till they get the Lakshmi. After that, we don't get anything from them. We don't get any contact from them, communication from them. Right?
Yeah.
This is exactly where I am going to. How are we helping them build their consciousness towards Krishna? How are we bringing Krishna inside their heart? Allow Krishna, giving them the opportunity to allow Krishna into their heart. This is very serious business. We are not talking about say, okay, get this done, get that done, etc. I know in Pune, the devotees, not only Pune, in many other places, I'm seeing devotees struggling so hard to get the Lakshmi from different people and etc. But the consciousness that we are seeing in people are the perception, more than the concept, perception that people are seeing about our Prabhupada's movement, that is built by and large by our consciousness also, how we are dealing with the society. You see that, Mataji?
Yes,
I'm talking all these things because we are all experienced devotees and we are engaged in the seva. At the same time, we have this responsibility to keep Prabhupada's, not bring a negative image to Prabhupada and his movement. That's all. That's my only intention, isn't it, Mataji? So somehow or other, look at these things where you won't get Lakshmi from others, but look at our consciousness before and after. When suppose that devotee, that person says, sorry, I cannot give. While coming out, what will be my consciousness? I will look at his house and curse him and say that, okay, Krishna, you take all these things away from him. He has not given anything to you, right? That's what I'm saying. The only difference is that if he has given to me or if he is given to Krishna. That is what is separate between Karmi and my thing. So yes, Swapna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I share my experience in this?
Yeah.
Prabhuji, what you told is totally right. Is that this year we got the experience that सामने से the donors used to ask us कि target कितना दिया है. Means,
Sorry. Is
target कितना दिया है? Devotees. While Janmashtami Fund Connection, the donors used to ask us कि target कितना दिया है, and At that time, I was shocked listening to the experiences of the devotees, that it is very dangerous. And secondly, about Anjan Prabhu's question, that for donations or for book distribution, when we go to some people from very high level of financial condition, but what I found that is that they are very lonely. They
Very
have lot
lonely.
of pain.
Very
Yes,
good
lot
point.
of
That's what I'm
very
saying.
low.
They are
Yes,
so
Prabhu, and it
lonely.
is yes, Prabhu, and they are so much lonely, and they are hungry for love. But what happens? Everyone comes and asks for a donation from them. So that's why they have built a large cage around them that they are not approachable when you go in that way. So
No,
you
and
have to just
Mataji, one more point is that anybody who is coming to them are also coming with that fake friendship only. They are coming with that matlabi mentality only. And
yes, yes, and
that hurts them. That really hurts
yes,
them. Yeah,
yeah,
everybody
and due
wants
to
genuine
that,
friendship.
yes, and due
Yeah.
to that, the cage becomes more and more stronger, and approaching them becomes very difficult. But when you go with the genuine love, they are ready to give you anything what you speak.
Yes.
But you have to be very genuine in your, as you said, in your consciousness. Be the love which I'm getting from Krishna, I'm going to give that. So
Yes.
if you're ready to do that, they will give anything what you speak. But
Yeah.
you have to have the have to get little give little time to establish the relationship,
Yeah.
and they are extremely lonely there.
Yeah. Yeah. I will
In
share a
fact,
very
what
beautiful. I'll share a very beautiful incident in that I saw in my spiritual master also Maharaj. He came to US. This was Mahavishnu Maharaj many years ago in 2001. I remember very well. Yeah, it was immediately after our initiation in Minneapolis. He was to fly from Minneapolis to Alachua, Florida, right? He has to fly to Orlando and then go from there to Gainesville, that is Alachua. So what happened? Flights are all booked. He is going to travel the next day, but Maharaj himself became sick because he himself was having some sickness there. And in the meantime, in his previous visit, he met one doctor in Wisconsin, Madison, right? It is like say if you see America like this, Minneapolis is almost in the top border of the U.S. Midwest, and then a bit closer, like about 5 hours from distance from there is this Wisconsin, Madison, next state, and then Alachua is all the way down. So you can fly down straight to Alachua place, Florida, or these places you can drive down for 5 hours. You can drive down, but then actually what happened? This one doctor who met Maharaj in his previous visit, Maharaj has just written his name and address. Just casually he came. He's not probably he's just a visitor to one of the programs. Indian, so he had some little inclination towards sadhus and all that. So he came for a program the previous year, that 99 or something. So Maharaj had his name written in the diary. And when we were talking with Maharaj, planning for his departure from Minneapolis and all that. So Maharaj was just flipping through his diaries and he saw this man's address. He said, my senior godbrother who was going to fly with him to Orlando the next day, Alachua the next day from Minneapolis. So Maharaj asked him, hey, how far is this Wisconsin from here? Then this my godbrother said, Maharaj, it's about 4 5 hours drive. Maharaj. Then I want to meet this. I want to talk to this devotee. Where is he? Like that. So he just casually called that person, the doctor. No, he's a devotee. Sorry, he's a doctor. Nice, well-off doctor. He's quite well-off. Lived there for a long time, and all that. So when Maharaj called the servant or one of the servants there, he took the phone and he said, "No, the doctor is actually wheelchair ridden. He's got through some accident or something happened, and he's not mobile now, etc., etc." He's really in a physically difficult situation. Thing. So Maharaj himself was sick, and he immediately said, "Oh, where is he?" etc. etc. And then he said, he put the phone down, and then he spoke to us. He said to the god brother that can we go to Wisconsin to meet this person? And he said, Maharaj, but we have flight the next day. We have to fly out, and you yourself are sick. How can you travel? But you just tell me, can you drive me down to this place? 5 hours ride from here, 5 hours. Well, I can drive, no problem. But then we have to change everything. This ticket has to be cancelled, and again we have to book. The closest from there is Chicago. Then from there we have to go fly to the same. Flight charges will be also high. If you are, he said that and all we can take it, but just tell me you can do this. Sir. I said no. But why would you want to do this, Maharaj? Your health itself is not very good. He was telling this out of concern. And Maharaj made a statement, beautiful, beautiful statement that I hope we don't forget this for the rest of our life. That my godbrother's name is Purnendu Prabhu. Is quite a senior devotee, and he's there in the movement for a long time. He's in Minneapolis. Maharaj told, he himself was coughing heavily and all sickness and everything. Maharaj, so he said, very, very, very grave voice, he told him, Purnendu, there is no choice when it comes to giving mercy to others. This is what he told. This statement is just stuck with us for life. There is no choice when it comes to giving mercy to others. This is how Maharaj, then they changed the whole plan. He was booked from Chicago to Orlando, and then he drove Maharaj to that doctor. And to our surprise, the doctor was, they told him bedridden and all that, he was talking all right. So until Maharaj gave him some holy names, and he said, please take for us, the only thing that will come with us the last moment is holy names. And he spoke to him some nice encouraging words. And then he went on from there. He didn't ask any single penny, this, that. He was building Dwarka temple at that time. In fact, he went to Alachua. The funniest thing is that when Maharaj went there, everybody started talking. This Maharaj is building Dwarka temple. We heard that he's coming to collect Lakshmi. And this way back 25 years ago, right? So the devotees were talking amongst themselves like this. And Maharaj was staying outside. One of the other devotees home, and it came to his ears that these people are talking like this. Devotees are generally having a perception that you are coming, you have come to collect Lakshmi and all. Then Maharaj said, don't worry. And he just went to the class the next day in the temple. And he told that we are building a temple before starting the Radha Madhav. I want to make an announcement, Maharaj said. Then devotees all said, announcement means that definitely is going to ask for Lakshmi. So they were all bit thing about it. They were worried about it. Maharaj said, we are building a temple in Dwarka, humble temple in Dwarka. But we don't want any Lakshmi from you. If you want to build your temple, we will send Lakshmi from Dwarka. So don't worry about this. He said, we will send Lakshmi from there, and we will make your temple into a big temple. This low roof thing, you can build a very big opulent temple. And if you are falling short of money, we will give it to you. So don't worry. Our Dwarkadish is so much full in Aishwarya that he can supply to the whole world, all the temples in the whole world. And then everybody said, Maharaj, you are a pure devotee. And then they heard the class so attentively. And Maharaj said, see, this is the only thing that was separating them from Bhagavatam. Now they are free of this anxiety that I will not take their money. And then they heard the Bhagavatam so nicely. And you will be surprised that after the class, I collected more than what I would have collected if I announced them. I told them, I don't want your money. They were all coming and giving the money to me. You see, this is what pure love does. Purity of the love, it does to them. Don't unnecessarily make an anxiety in living entities, Maharaj would say. Don't make life into a trouble by your Make life joyful. Already they are suffering. Why are you making it into more trouble? Right? So anyway, so I'm sorry, we went into all this discussion, but we didn't answer Swapna Mataji's question. Question in the WhatsApp. We didn't even come to that part. I'll just quickly finish that because we also have our satsang about to start at home. So those who want to live forever, this Prabhupada's line, this last line, right? A living being is eternal by constitution. He is, so to speak, in the whirlpool of birth and death due to his contact with material energy. Freed from such material energy, a living entity is liberated and is eligible to return home back to Godhead. Those who want to live forever without changing their bodies should not waste valuable time with topics other than those relating to Lord Krishna and his devotees. Those who want to live forever without changing their bodies should not waste their valuable time in topics other than Krishna's topic. This is a question, Mataji's question. How can we go back to Goloka with the same body, right? So this Prabhupada, from what I understand from this statement of Prabhupada, is that Krishna consciousness, if you really want to stay in this material body also, Prabhupada is saying those who want to live forever without changing the material bodies. Even such people, those who want to change their material bodies also, can go on doing Krishna consciousness and their body will continue. There are many examples of such people. We have Chiranjeevis and all, no, who are live on their body. Their body doesn't age. Even among devotees, their bodies don't age by Krishna's mercy, by their sattvic living and by their prasadam and association and nice enthusiastic environment. They live but the problem is that this material world will take us through that journey of old age and disease, that definitely we will feel every day more than 100 times that Krishna, I want to just give up this body. I cannot tolerate this body anymore. That is the reality. But you said about Tukaram and all, how he just took them there with the same body. Or even this world also, if you want to live, you can live on. Krishna, if you want, if he wants, he can live on. But that is not the aim of a devotee. What Prabhupada is giving is a choice, because everything is possible in Krishna consciousness. That's what is the point. If you want, like, don't you think that the devotees in that what you call in Himalayas and all, they live forever for a long time because of their healthy living? It is our unhealthy living and unhealthy habits that is making us die soon, isn't it? That is non-Krishna conscious thing. So when we are really attached to devotion service, we will be living forever. Their body, our body. In the higher planets, all the people are having material body only, like the Swargaloka and all, isn't it? They are all living longer than us, isn't it? So their consciousness is higher, so they are living longer. So improve your consciousness, you will live longer. The body will not be a problem. Bhishma, they all lived for much longer time, no? In spite of the arrows and everything, right? So Prabhupada is actually telling that even if you want this is possible. That's what he is telling. Prabhupada is not telling that, no, all of you become like this. No, his aim is not for us to be here forever, right? So I hope that helps your question.
I will think over in this.
It is
not percolated inside.
Sorry, Mataji.
It didn't percolate inside. I will hear the recording again.
It is possible. It is this staying in the material body forever is also possible if you have that full faith in this process. With that, by the power of that process, even in material body, one can stay forever. You mean even more subtle thing is there? Like, see, for example, we are saying Vyasadeva is living in Badrikashram for so many thousands of years. Don't you think so? That is a spiritualized body. You may call it as material body still, but it is completely spiritualized body. What is material body? That which is visible to us is the material body, right? So someone who is more powerful than us, who can see even subtler objects, subtler living entities, their body is also gross, but that is subtler for our eyes. Like the dogs can see subtler entities, isn't it? They bark where we don't see anything, isn't it? So that ultra red, infrared, or whatever ultraviolet, infrared, we say there are limitations to our eyes. So gross is gross. We cannot see the demigods, but they are also having gross body only. But their gross body is subtler than our gross body. You understand? So you can go on living in this whole world with your chanting. You can keep on doing that also, but that is also possible if we chant purely by the power of the spiritual process, not by the power of material process. That is what he is trying to say here. With material of the process, we cannot sustain this body forever. But with spiritual process, if you want also, you can do it. But
Prabhuji, I got your point. I
Hmm.
got your point because I somewhere some friends are into spirituality, into other this thing that they talk about angels and spiritual guides and all. So I think those are the soul which are living forever without changing their material bodies. I am not able to see because I don't have the
desire to
yeah.
live forever with.
If I desire to live in this material world, I can do it if I chant properly. But the material body will not be visible to other people because my eyes ka bandwidth is not that much. So I'll not be able to see, but I will be there. If I wish to, this is also option available in Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, it is available, but devotees will not unnecessarily look for it because for them it doesn't matter whether to live. If they will say, Krishna, you give this for my service, I am perfectly fine. I can live forever in the material body. If you want me to live, right? They will do that.
Okay.
For them, there is no difference between material and spiritual body.
My God, in Krishna consciousness, so much options are open. No, you can have anything, whatever you
That's what
want.
I'm saying. In Krishna consciousness, everything is possible. That's why Prabhupada says, nothing is impossible. You want to do anything you want, you can do. You can go to Swargaloka also by chanting holy names. You can tell that Krishna, I want to go to Swargaloka. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. There you go, and Indra will give you a couple of hard slaps, and then you will cry. Cry and say, Krishna, my material world was much better. This, I mean, my earth was much better. I will come down. Please let me. Indra will hold you back. No, you get more beatings and then only you go. Right? That's a Harinam Chintamani. Depending on whatever is your consciousness, you will do that. Okay. Nice. We'll stop here. I know it was a healthy discussions today, very nice discussion today, but we couldn't touch on 1626. We'll do that, Krishna willing, next meeting. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Tantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Bhagavad Pramanande, Hari Hari Prabhupada Charan, Patitanam ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhu Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavas.
Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna,
much.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Dandavas.